Hi everyone, welcome back to another standard video. My name's Drew, aka Sticky Wicket, and today we're going to be playing some of the Pro Tour winning Selesnya Landfall deck. Pro Tour won by Nathan Steuer. I'll put the deck list below, but taking no credit for this one today. This is effectively a Selesnya, so a green-white version of the existing Landfall deck, making use of Erode from Secrets of Strixhaven. So if you've probably seen a few Landfall decks before, but the big thing in this deck is that we're playing 4 Erode main, both as a way to kill our opponent's sort of cheap creatures, things that will kill us quite quickly, like Slickshot Show Off, or big brained, use it to blow up our own creatures and get another landfall trigger. Especially our lands that have been earthbent onto. So if we have a forest with a counter from a Badgermole Cub or an Ascension, we erode it and we get 2 landfall triggers, one from the forest coming back and one from the land we go find. That's the shtick. The other white card in the main deck is Diadrine Synthesis Amalgam, a cool card from Edge of Eternities. Comes in with some counters. When we attack, we can remove counters from things to draw a card and make a robot. We end up with quite a few counters in the deck between the Chocobo, which gets plus counters from landfall, from the Earthbent lands, and from triggers from the Earthbender's Ascension. So it seems like a reasonable include. The Ascension is, I think, probably the most important card in the deck. This is the sort of card that makes it, continue to whir, right? Because as we keep playing lands and we keep getting counters on the Ascension, eventually we get to 4, we get +1 counters, and most importantly, we get Trample. That lets us do the classic kill with Mightform Harmonizer, where we just double a creature's power and hit them for 20, 30, 40 damage. Key things that's not in this deck are the remaining copies of Icetill Explorer, so we're only playing 2. So a little lower to the ground. And there's no Esper Origins either, and no Sapling Nursery. So a much lower to the ground version of Landfall. Few interesting cards in the sideboard. Because we're playing white, we get to play Rest in Peace. Really important against the Sunderflock decks that are a bit scary for Landfall. Sheltered by Ghosts, great card to put on a big dude. And we have some Mossborn Hydras for the mirror matches and for the Elementals matchups too. A few other ones we'll get into as we go, but let's go play some games. Alrighty, first match with Landfall, let's go. Go first. I've got some lands, I've got a cub. Seems pretty good. Alright. I think I'm definitely bushwhacking for a forest. I think I need to just go and hit all my lands. Hello, opponent. Thundering Fall, so some sort of Izzet deck. Maybe it might actually be Jeskai. Most of the Izzet decks don't play Surveils. Cub. We're not the strongest Cub deck, and I think one of the weaker matchups is the much more all-in Cub decks that play like Nature's Rhythm, because they tend to be a little quicker than us, but still pretty powerful in our deck. Right. I think we just play some creatures out. Elf plus Diadrine. We can use the Diadrine when we attack to remove counters from the Earthbent lands and then they come back, which is pretty cool. Right, so let's do that. X is 0, so it comes in as a 2/3. Yeah, that's right. So I think in this matchup, our most important card is going to be Basing Say. So I'm really glad we've got one. And now we just need to make sure we keep hitting our land drops. Okay, they kill the Diadrine, that's fine. Give me a land? Great, found a land. Icetill. Mill a land, please? Hey, we milled a land. That's pretty cool. I guess I'm just going to bushwhack for a land. I don't think the Jeskai deck will have too many creatures for us to fight. And then we'll pass. And now I think the plan's going to be just use Basing Say every single turn until the game ends. Whether it'll be enough or not, we'll find out, but it is a plan. Ooh, that's pretty good. Alright. The Earthbent lands still come back, because they say when they go to exile as well, they do return to the battlefield. But our Icetill's lost a lot of value, unfortunately. How worried are we about Ultima? So Jeskai could play Ultima, which means the Earthbend lands wouldn't come back. So I guess I just... Oh, mills. The other Icetill. It's the other Icetill. I guess we just earthbend on this existing land. Just to mitigate some of that risk. And yeah, we should probably just play all of our lands. Okay. Yeah, Rest in Peace main's quite interesting actually. Seems pretty reasonable. Chocobo's good. Put some more counters on my 3/3 land. Attack for 8. I think they're probably going to consult the star charts and kill all of our creatures, so I'm going to save the Chocobo as a wee backup. Oh, not even consult, 3 steps ahead. Okay. They're probably looking for a second white source, they've only got 1 Hallowed Fountain. What did they discard? Discarded no more lies, okay. They found another white source, so I think all of our creatures. It is Ultima, okay. I could erode the forest. That seems pretty nice. Let's erode the forest. That way it definitely comes back. I can get plains, I guess. Doesn't really matter. And then my forest comes back. We get some triggers. I think we can double Basingse now, which is pretty nice. We could, but that means we can't attack with that land. So how about we go tricky? I think I'm going to play Chocobo. How many more? We've got a ton of basics, which is nice. We've got 7 forests and 2 plains, so we might think about running out at some point, but not for a while. And now they're in a bit of a pinch because I just don't have to animate the World Wagon until I want to, because it is a lethal attacker. So they're going to have to represent it, like sort of respect it and hold up mana for a long time. Ooh, great draw. That's nice. 4 and 4, okay. Earthbend onto this forest. Play a land. I think I'm just going to attack for 6 and then Earthbend onto the escape tunnel. Lost my forest. That feels completely fine. Take 3. I'm going to Earthbend onto the escape tunnel. I'm just going to put them in a spot where they're going to need to have multiple Jeskai revelations to sort of stay in the game. Okay, they do have Jeskai Rev, 4 damage to the Chocobo and bounce the World Wagon. I guess I'll just sacrifice this, which is going to save our Chocobo. Forest. Ooh, Earthbend Ascension is great. We're going to get Trample at some point, so we need to get this one into play. Let's Earthbend onto, I guess, the escape tunnel. That's 1 landfall trigger. This is going to be 2 landfall triggers off the World Wagon. I think we can actually get to 4 this turn. That's so sick. We've got very few basics left in the deck, so we need to be a little bit careful. Oh no, I don't want to do that. I want to land. So there'll be 1 basic left, but we can keep generating landfall triggers by still earthbending onto the escape tunnel. Even if we don't find something, it will keep coming back. They're going to take a huge chunk here. If I map twice, they need to double block. But then I don't get to use Basingse. Alright, let's map. Erode. I don't really want erode. I would like the Earthbender Ascension. No, that seems good. They need to double block. Alright, take 10. Yeah, so that was the first Jeskai rev. Let's see how many more they've got. We have a combination, we have a chunk of lethal attackers. I think this is like, so even if we end up losing, it's probably illustrative of why this matchup's so awkward for control. It's just very hard for them to interact with what we're doing. Day of Judgment. Passing say onto Forest. So Basing say onto a Forest. And we can Earthbenders onto Escape Tunnel. I could have maybe played this to play around No More Lies. But No More Lies isn't good enough. And neither's Lightning Helix. Yeah, go into the Escape Tunnel. So it doesn't actually really matter what they do at this point. I don't think they can stop a lethal attack. Yeah, good game. This engine is so powerful. They do have the Helix. They're doing it on the Escape Tunnel. I will just sacrifice it in response. Infinite triggers. Yeah, I think if we just get an Earthbender's Ascension into play every game, we'll do pretty well with this deck. That was really powerful. Cool. Alright, against control, what do we want? I think I want these. Icetill seems good, and so does Voice of Victory. For anyone who hasn't seen Icetill, it's got the same text as Voice in terms of they can't cast spells during my turn, but also says we get to draw cards, or we get to draw a card if we hit them with a creature with a counter. Let's try Surax too. Surax seems nice. Do we want Restoration Magic or Snakeskin Veil? I maybe want one. I think I'll maybe try one. So that's at 5 cards we've brought in. Then I don't really like Erode. Kind of want to cut all these Erodes. And do I like Mossborn Hydra? I'm not sure I really like Mossborn Hydra. I think the other 3s are better. Okay, let's try that. I guess the one downside to playing the Pro Tour winning deck is that there might be some matches on coverage that have already been these matchups, and you might be able to find out how badly I'm sideboarding compared to the pros. But we will see. And this hand looks really good. Cool. I was debating taking out the Elves actually, but I think they're just so good on turn 1 that we kind of want to keep them in. Okay. Oh, another Earthbender's Ascension. It's good for us. Planes, okay. I'm a bit worried about the Ascension getting countered, so I'm going to lead with Surat. Obviously it can get Lightning Helixed, but it still draws us a card. Draw a card. Cool. I'm probably still just going to lead with Icetill first as well. Because it's gonna take a counter spell out of their hand. If they stock up, I'll play Earthbenders. We get to do the Earthbend onto Escape Tunnel trick again. I like that. Ooh, is that better than World Wagon? I think it is better to get the Ascension in play. They might have to Shanna's Tidebinder if they're being a bit clever. So I'm just gonna sacrifice my land now. Would like to draw a Basing Say. I think that'd be the best draw in our deck. Okay, Harmonizer's interesting. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Yeah, let's go Icetill. I maybe should have played land first. Okay, well, this resolves, that's great. And then I'm going to put a counter on the Icetill so it can't get Lightning Helixed. And then Earthbenders onto Escape Tunnel. I think I would rather attack them than sacrifice the Escape Tunnel because I get to draw a card off Icetill. Draw card. And we've got a decent follow-up to an Ultima. We get to just go... we could just play World Wagon effectively. And probably just hardcast Harmonizer. Oh, they can't cast spells during my turn. They have got to be dead. Let's get them. Come on. Let's see, warp the Harmonizer. Play a Fabled Passage. Double this guy. Put 2 counters on it. Oh, we should... It is more effective to hold control. Let's just make this guy 20 by himself. Or even more. I don't think I'm missing anything in terms of like channel abilities or activated abilities, so... This guy's getting doubled. Double this guy again. Okay, and put a counter on Escape Tunnel. And we'll see if we can make 2 lethal threats anyway, just to run up the score a touch. Cast a World Wagon. Go find a land. I've only got a couple left. Double the Escape Tunnel. Put 2 counters on the Escape Tunnel. We're going to be a bit short of 2 full lethal threats. Maybe there's a smarter way to do it. Let me know in the comments if you find a smarter way to. And let's just punch them for 33, which is enough. Sick. Deck really good. All right, that matchup's probably great. Let's see what we get in the next one. On the draw this time, but got a pretty nice hand. It's really nice in this deck that the Verge is green first. It's like a really big boon for us. And I'll just play it, I guess. We've drawn both planes. Not ideal, but we're not too pip intensive. They've got black-white. So I think it looks obvious to play the Badgermole Cub. But I might want to play Cub next turn and just Earthbend onto the fetch land. Like, against a pure black-white, one of our creatures is probably going to die. I guess I'd rather it be the Cub than the Chocobo, right? Okay. The Cub. Guess we should have attacked first. It's not a huge deal. Take 1. And does our Cub die? Our Cub's got to die, right? Yeah, okay. Oh, get lost is fine. That's not a big deal. More black-white stuff. I don't really want to use the fetch land yet. I'd rather save it for a Harmonizer turn. Okay, well that's kind of nice. I think I can still wait though. Go into the plains. Alright, draw some lands. Not a problem. I'm not sure what they're doing, so I'm just going to play it nice and slow. With the Harmonizer, if they ever blink and tap out, we're just going to be able to deal quite a lot. Probably 4 color control. The Steam Vents next to the Godless Shrine is interesting. So they might have Inevitable Defeat. It's like a 4-mana thing that exiles a non-land permanent and drains for 3. That would make sense. Right. That for 3. I'm just going to fetch... This guy probably dies, and then I'm going to Basing Say onto the planes that I've already got. Just in case they have Ultima, in case we're against control again. Okay. I'd rather just lose 1 land than multiple. They do have Inevitable Defeat. Okay, that's fine. Well, it's pretty good, but it happens. This one's a little tricky for them to kill. I think we can still wait with the Harmonizer. Just going to Earthbend onto the fetch. I think playing passive is fine when they've only got one blue because they can't get ahead with like a kick to consult the star charts. Sure. They can next turn, but not this turn. I'd like to draw something that's not an Erode or a land, I think. Like a Cub would be pretty good, and Earthbender's Ascension would be great. Another blue-red Surveil, okay. Yeah, not a great draw. Are we worried about Ultima? I'm not sure we are. Let's just do some attacking, I think. Maybe getting Jeskai Revelation this turn. Again, just like the last match. Oh, rediscover the way. Okay, that's new. That's quite a difficult one to cast with lots of black-white lands in your deck. Oh, more Erodes. Okay. Harmonizer gets snagged by No More Lies. I think we might have to warp it. Right, I'll play fetch. Attack with both. Unfortunately, I've drawn the plane, so I can't double Erode. Maybe should have thought about this a little more. Take 10? 10's a lot. Flashback on Lightning Helix, okay. Yeah, I think if I'd had another planes in play, I could win this turn, so good lesson to learn. Let's erode our forest. It turns off the life gain and gives us 2 landfall triggers. So we get 1 off the forest we find off the erode and 1 off the earthbend. Okay, so we deal 8. We maybe could have dealt a little more. And then our harmonizer goes away. Yeah, we probably should have played the other planes or the temple garden at some point, but that's fine. Learning our lessons as we go. Right, Cub is pretty interesting actually. I like Cub. It just gives us an extra hasty attacker, is why. Play planes. Make this a 4. They get lost to Harmonizer. They still need something else, right? Because this is going to be 4... I could erode something for a landfall trigger. I could erode the Badgermole Cub, but I think I'll just wait. Yeah, I'm just gonna... Okay. Yeah, that guy's fine. So they need another removal spell for the escape tunnel. Yeah. Okay. We're in a reasonable spot. This is probably like the creatureless control deck. Oh no. Talking nonsense. Alright. That's fine. They take 2. 2 is like quite a nice life total for them to be on because we've got Passing Say. Okay, let's Passing Say onto a forest. We've got 3 lethal attackers, so I'm gonna let them attack. We might be able to fizzle a Jeskai Revelation with double erode, which is pretty sick. Jeskai Rev has 2 targets, the thing it bounces and the thing it deals 4 damage to, and the rest of the spell doesn't resolve. if you remove both the targets. So I could have eroded both my own creatures. But they don't have Jeskai, so we don't get to live the dream, unfortunately. What have they got? It's kind of hard for them to beat the erodes, like removing lifelink from things like it. Not lifelink, they gain life from Helix. Ah, come on, opponent, come on. That's really good. All right, fine. I thought we were set up. We were not. All right. And let's play Daedrin with X as 1. It's a 3/4. Ah, there you go. We have, I think, 3 forests left in the deck. This guy have trample. This guy does have trample. That's pretty nice. Passing Seon to forest. I think we maybe should have been Basing Seeing earlier, but we'll see how the game plays out. Sure, I can fizzle this with double erode. Okay. Yeah. Forest. I might fail to find the second time because I have enough lands just to keep a landfall trigger in reserve. So we did get to do the thing. Unfortunately, it's not for lethal. Yeah, let's just not find now. This fizzles, right? Because it's got no targets. Cool. And then we can shock and play another 3/4. That just cuts them off the 2 monks and the two cards and the 2 life. So yeah, I think if they just keep chaining the revelations, we might be in trouble, but let's see. Earthbender Ascension, as always, a great draw. I do need to find lands to get the Earthbender Ascension triggers. I'm going to Earthbend onto a forest. Okay, attack. I think we get Jeskai revved again. Yep. Sure. Gain some life. Guess I'll attack. Okay. This comes back. We get a counter on the Ascension. Play a land. Okay. I think they might have finally turned the corner. Let's Earthbend onto forest. So we did save 1 forest left, which is quite nice. Inevitable defeat on the Earthbender. Yeah, that's really good. Okay. I guess we hardcast this. Try and put a counter on the forest. I should have done that first. That would have made more sense. Okay. Go on, opponent. Stop killing all my stuff. Fire magic for 2. Okay. They've got 1 card left. It does need to be something pretty good. And I do have a forest left in my deck to go find. So we do have a lethal attack again next turn. Yes! we didn't play very well that game, but we did manage to get through what they were doing. I think against fire magic, I want one of these, like Restoration Magic or Snakeskin Veil effects. Maybe a Snakeskin Veil. Maybe 2? Maybe 2. And Voice is a little... The problem with Voice is it dies to It's a really powerful effect against them because they're full of instants, but it dies to Lightning Helix, and it's not a great trade for us, but I think it's still worth it. Despite the fact we got to use all these erodes, I'm gonna cut at least 3. Because I saw Wan Chi Tong, I might leave in 1. I maybe cut an elf this time. The Mossborn Hydra. Let's cut 2 elves. The game's going to go super long. It's a really bad top deck. So let's cut 2 elves. I think we do need to leave in the Bushwhacks just to go find, just because they're part of our mana base. Okay, let's go. Not sure the White Splash is really built for the control decks. I think maybe mono green would be better here, but still getting to do something powerful with all our cards. I'll keep this. I'd like to draw a forest, but it's pretty good. Plains will do. Just shortcut. The Bushwhacks are effectively lands, and we have 25 lands. We have lots. Bushwhack for a forest. I'll play the plains first so it doesn't look like a sign of weakness. Alright. No red yet for them. Okay, they got red, and they shocked. Rediscover the way, okay. So we're going to take this chance to get the Ascension into play. They do have answers, they actually have quite a lot of answers. They have Inevitable Defeat and Get Lost. So it's not quite as slam dunk as it was in the previous match, but it's still very, very strong. Right. I like to draw fetch land, as always, I think. You just always want to draw Fabled Passage in this deck. 4, okay. I think the plan's going to be attack, play Surak, hold up Snakeskin Veil. That seems pretty good. And if they have an Ultima, we can erode our own forest. It basically means we get to keep the land and get another one. They got to consult the Star Charts or something. Consult, okay. So they'll have seen a lot of cards. Yeah, they have 9 in hand. Okay. Okay. Day of Judgment. Do we want to erode anything? I don't think so. Alright. Ascension goes up to 3. We drew a land. It's a great draw. Let's go Cub. Forest. Land. We're going to Earthbend onto the forest. And then we're going to play Diadrine for 0. And this lets us attack for 2 and hold up, erode, and... Ooh, do I draw a card to make a robot? I never thought about this. Yeah, I think so. Alright. Oh, cool card. So now we're just looking for a Basing Say. Again, that'd be the best draw. If they fire magic for 2, I'm probably just going to Snakeskin Veil on the Diadrine. And maybe erode the forest, and that lets me keep a couple cards. Okay, land. Put a counter on the robot, I guess. It's like my worst creature. We getting fire magicked. No? Okay. World Wagon? Fire magic for 3, okay. So how do we want to do this? I think if we erode the forest, we're going to get 2 landfall triggers. So we could put 2 counters on the Cub. 2 counters on the Diadrine. So we can save a bunch of our creatures, right? Which is pretty nice. So let's do that. Erode the forest. Take action. Find a forest. The Earthbent land comes back too. So let's go counter here. Counter here. And I think I want to just Snake's Conveil on the 3/3 to keep it alive. And we just accept that the Badgermole Cub dies. Okay. Yeah, that seems fine. Light Forest. We can't remove counters from the creatures now, unfortunately. One of them at least would die. So let's not do that. But we hit for 8. We're a little out of gas, so another Wrath leaves us in a bit of a bad spot. I maybe should have made the Diadrine a 5 so they could... The problem now is if they Jeskai Rev, they can deal 4 to the Diadrine and bounce the robot. Yeah, that was... Maybe the counter should be the other way around. Okay, one to remember. Get lost to 5/5, that's fine. Ooh, just a random creature is really good. Map here. We get an inevitable defeated. We're not. Okay. Quick counter here. Okay. So I can make the Curator a 7, which is quite nice. So I think we do that. Yeah, let's map onto the... Yeah, map onto the Diadrine. Cub is whatever, I guess. Remove this fire magic for an instant. Remove the enchantment. Remove my land, I guess. I've got a Fabled Passage. And then let's remove one of their sorceries, I think. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna attack with the wagon. I think that it's gonna get inevitable defeated, but I think that's fine. Sure. They take 5 and go to 5. I wonder if they cut trauma from the double erode in the last game to fizzle their Jeskai Rev, so they might just be doing it now. Inevitable defeat on the Curator. Okay, I guess we just remove the Get Lost because they can flashback and get lost. Oh no, they can't. They don't have double. So red and white's on different lands. Okay, never mind. And they have a Get Lost. Okay, yeah, fine. We're still in an okay spot, I think. So let's cub onto the tunnel. I guess we'll just use some maps. Chocobo, I don't want the Chocobo. Actually, I guess I should go find a basic first. I've got, I think, 3 left. Okay. Map here. Passing say. Okay, Diadrine will do. Another counter on the escape tunnel. Back for 4. This guy is going to be enormous next turn. We're just going to cast him for X as a million. Which is pretty nice. Or X is like 8. But you know, basically a million. I think we might only have time for one more match after this. These control decks are a bit of a slog. Especially when you don't play perfect. Day of Judgment, okay, our Earthbend land comes back. Right, 6. So I have 10 mana, so X can be 8. Just need a Basing Say, I think. Well, this is a lethal attacker. I'd imagine it's not good enough, but it is a lethal attacker. Wan Chi Tong for X is 3. Deal. They only draw 1 card off that? Did they draw the inevitable defeat off the 1 card? Ah, come on! Come on, opponent! Alright, alright. Chocobo. Go. I think we might be on to game 3. Yeah, this is not looking good. Oh, that Biblioplex becomes a creature as well at some point, so I should keep an eye on that. Okay. Let's... I think I've got 2 lands left, so I think we just hope they have nothing and draw nothing off the Wan Chi Tong triggers and try and just make our Chocobo huge. I don't think it's going to work. 3 damage to each creature. Okay. I think my Chocobo survives this, right? Pretty sure it does. It becomes a 4/5. Oh, their Wan Chi Tong is enormous. Alright. Lots of triggers. I'm gonna not attack. I'm aware the 6/6 with any sort of burn is gonna finish me off. But I think the way I win is by keeping the Chocobo in play. Did they draw a spell? They drew a spell. Okay. Right, fine. Game 3. Let's draw a Bassing Say. Come on. I think the sideboarding's reasonable. Seems fine. Do I want... I might try the Restoration Magic, actually, over the Erode. No, the one Erode was pretty good. Let's try it over a Bushwhack. Okay. Other than that, seem pretty happy with the deck. I always end up playing against loads of control when I do the recordings. Don't know what it is. Okay, this hand is not amazing. I think any hand with a Sazh's Chocobo, any hand with a Earthbender Ascension is better than this. Okay. We get to go Chocobo into Chocobo fetch land into Cub on the fetch land. That's such an aggro start. Oh, I can even crack this now? Okay. I was going to wait until I played the Cub, but now I may as well. Okay, so if the Helix won, the other one's still going to be huge. And you need to do it right now. Let's get lost. Okay. Okay, really good draw. Play Cub, go onto the tunnel. I'm definitely popping it, so I may as well pop it now. Find the plains, I think. Back for 5. And they need another Get Lost, I think. They do have another Get Lost, okay. So let's play Icetill. Sack this first. I guess we really want to find a Bassing Say off the mill. Ah, no Bassing Say. Okay. There's no real value for us in milling, so we can just wait. Maybe the fetch land trigger is important if we draw a Harmonizer. Or a Chocobo. White, black, red. They don't have double white. Okay, this is better than the escape tunnel. Fetch again. Map onto the Cub. And map onto the Cub. I think we might do this a few times. Snakeskin Veil, that's probably fine. Map onto the Cub again. We will shuffle if we need another threat, I think. We've got a big mana advantage, but we're a little light on threats. Wan Chi Tong for 2, okay. Wow, I'm glad we didn't crack any of these fetches. Alright, on you go. Godly Shrine. Let me untap and draw my Snake's Conveil. Come on. One time. So I've got a few options here. I can erode my own creature. They get a card off Wan Shi Tong. I can erode the Wan Shi Tong. I can do nothing. I think I'm going to erode the Wan Shi Tong. And then I'm going to shuffle with the at least one of my lands. Because I've got quite a few draws that are just lethal here. And Earthbender's Ascension, I think, is... A Mightform Harmonizer definitely is. So let's shuffle the top of our deck. Do we want to take lands out of our deck? I think we've got enough landfall triggers, right? We maybe don't have enough landfall triggers if we pop both, if we only draw Earthbender's Ascension, so let's not. Okay, Elf is what it is. Land. Voice. Find me a Basing Say? Nope. I really want to find a Basing Say, so I'm going to pop some of these fetch lands, I think, just to shuffle and mill a card. One more. Need to save a couple of lands in our deck. I guess one is fine. Hey, we found a Basing Say. Amazing. Right, exactly what we're looking for. Let's attack for 5. And play an Elf. We absolutely needed to draw the Basing Say at that point, I think. Alright, play a Fabled Passage, draw a card. Basing Say onto Fabled Passage. I think we're going to get Jeskai revved, but I think that's okay. Or Fire Magicked? Okay, we'll see. They still take 3 if it's Fire Magic. This has been a grind. Must be Jeskai Rev, right? Kick a Consult the Star Charts, okay. Or not even kicked, just cast Consult the Star Charts. We're saying there's a chance. Saying there's a chance. Must be a tricky spot. I think even a Lightning Heal keeps him alive, so it's very unlikely that I win right now. Get lost, okay. I mill a card. That's still a lethal attack. Okay. Why did they do it like that? I think they maybe meant to have Get Lost to the Icetill. Alright, play Forest from my graveyard. Crack a map. I'm just looking for a threat. Another Basing Say. Is a Cub good enough? Cub might just about be good enough. Okay. Day of Judgment. Alright. Play Cub. Let's go on to a Forest. Make a map onto the 1/1 to maybe give us 2 lethal attackers. Nope. Right. Attack for 3. What you got? Wan Shi Tong for 2. Okay, that eats one of my creatures. Play land. There you go. I think we just needed one more threat at some point in this game. Or are they going to use the Monastery to find another card? Alright. It's a Plains. Have I got them? Ah! Sick! Oh, what a grind. That game is great. I think we have played incredibly loose, but it's okay. You know, we might not be winning the Pro Tour with that level of play, but we won the match nonetheless. That was sick. Right, I think we'll do one more because he's been pretty grindy. Okay, I've got a pretty good hand. Fetch land would be really nice, but we'll take it. Sazh's Chocobo, the little Chocobo that could. All right, I'll just play Cub. I think it's the most mana efficient. Might get spell snared, but it's not too bad. Nope. Alright. Some form of Izzet deck is most likely, I think. Does look like Izzet. Slingshot show off. Okay. So probably the aggro version of Prowess, which is, I think, the most difficult Prowess variant to beat, but we do have some erode, so I think if we draw one erode, this will be pretty nice. And we actually might be able to race. Might even be able to race a double Slingshot. No, I can go Chocobo first, right? Yeah, I can go Chocobo, play a land, Earthbenders, and just get in for about 1 million. I'm going to divvy up the counters, I think, because they produce extra mana off of the Cub. I just really love to draw a Fabled Passage. I think I said in the last game that's like by far the best draw at most points in the game. We're a little shy on mana to do both of the cards in our hand next turn, so any land would just be amazing. I think we might even win next turn with the fetch land. It's actually that much damage. Okay, not with an unsummon. Cool, so they bounce one Chocobo. We have a bunch of damage on board. Ah, they bounce the other. Okay. Possible we die next turn, because some of the cards like Burst Lightning or Wild Ride can end up dealing tons. Right, 4. So we've got 6 mana, 7 off the Fabled Passage, 8 if we Earthbend onto another land. Alright. Chocobo. Chocobo. Fetch land. Get some counters. So we could Earthbenders onto the Fabled Passage. That seems really nice. Okay, let's do that. Find a land, a bunch more triggers. I'm just going to crack this now because I want to put some counters on the Cub and just get in for a chunk and hope we don't die to Slingshot Show-Offs next turn. Or Elusive Oracle's Wild Ride or anything like that. The planes. And then next turn, Icetill plus the Ascension should definitely be enough. Okay. Please don't kill me. This card, Slingshot Show-Off is super scary. It deals about 1 billion damage. If they play 4 spells, it's a 9. Burst Lightning is +2, which should be 11. So they need sort of two cards that deal more damage than just a Prowess trigger. So like a Wild Ride or... Actually, 1 Wild Ride would be enough on the Slingshot, +2 spells. 1 Burst Lightning isn't. Just 3, okay. Okay. Right, have they got some bounce spells? Icetill. Fetch. And we're just going to divvy up all the counters to give everything trample. Mill a card. Give this guy trample. Give this guy trample. First land for turn. Hey, give this guy trample. Give this guy trample. Second land for turn. I'm playing the lands as opposed to fetching first, just so we have the most optionality in combat. It's better to just be in combat with 2 triggers left. Trample, trample, haste. Alright. This looks like a ton of damage. To have double, even double into the Flood Moth's probably not enough. No. Okay, sweet. We drew absolutely perfect. Alright, so we've got the Erodes. I kind of want to try at least 1 or 2 Shelter by Ghosts here. Don't really like the Hydra. Maybe 3 Shelter by Ghosts? Especially against Slick Shots. And Surak is not amazing. They're not trying to counter our spells. It trades down on mana a lot. Do I want the Restoration Magic too? That maybe feels like a bit much. I mean, this looks pretty strong. We'll be on the draw, which is, you know, a bit scary against a really aggressive deck. But I think these landfall decks were built to be better against Prowess. I think they did really well against Prowess at the PT, half because they were built to beat Prowess, but also because Prowess moved towards more Color Storm Stallions and cards like that. Eddie Merc Crabs, cards that aren't as good against landfall as the Elusive Otter and the Slick Shot. Alrighty. So no interaction, but this hand's pretty good. I guess we can fight with Bushwhack, so I'm talking nonsense. Lead with Elf, I guess. All of our lands are tapped, which is unfortunate. Or at least we have to fetch with Escape Tunnel before we can play Basing Say. Yeah. Right, I think I'm going to need to Bushwhack an Otter. Seems like a very easy way to die here. Which means I guess I need to play Chocobo. Yeah, okay. Chocobo. Fetch land. Bushwhack. This fights an Otter. Do we want to hold the fetch land to Earthbend onto, or do we want to just fetch now to play around Burst Lightning? I think I just wait. Because next turn I can go Badgermole Cub, Earthbend here, crack the fetch, then Basing Say comes in untapped, which lets me play my Bushwhack. This is like the scariest start in the format though. Talent into basics plus talent. Oh, I would love to Bushwhack this. Please tap out. Please tap out. Okay. Grand. So we're going to take 5 here, which is quite scary. But we do get a Slick Shot off the board. Didn't even attack with the Otter. Oh, that's amazing for us. Okay. So I think we stick to the plan. I guess, is it better to play Chocobo? No, I think it's better to Elf. Earthbend here. Pop this. Find our basic for Basing Say. My Chocobo becomes huge, and then it fights the Slick Shot show off. Do I need to attack? I might actually need to attack. Yeah, I'll attack. I might even chump with a Cub. Let's see what else they've got. That block. I don't want to block. Alright. It trades. Take that. That's a great trade for me. We drew a land. Fantastic. Play Chocobo. Play land, and we get to just do the plan, I think. They can't play Crab already, right? They've only got 3 instants and sorceries. No, they can't. Okay. And we Earthbend onto the escape tunnel. I think our Chocobo's gonna... Oh no. Alright. No. Attack for 5. What do they have in their hand? You have like counter spells. They might have like flash freezes and get outs, which are not great in this spot, but they would have probably countered the Chocobo. Maybe it's just an unsummon for this. Playing the anime art Llanowar Elves today. I'm not sure if I like it or not. It's quite cool. It's cool, but it's quite anime. Alright, Surveil 2, draw a card. That's fine. That is very aggro, not bouncing the Chocobo. I'm pretty sure I've got a lethal attack next turn. Right, do I pop? I maybe should have given myself priority there and sacked the escape tunnel. Just to save this Chocobo from Burst Lightning would have become an X4. Yeah, that was a bit bad. Oh well. I guess with the Prismari Charm, another thing they could have done was deal 1 to the Elf and the Chocobo in response to my Basingse activation. Alright. Yeah, sure, I'll fetch now. I think this Chocobo's going to die because I messed up, but that's what it is. Forest. That's a ton of damage. Land. Basingse onto escape tunnel. In case they... What they got? They got a crab, okay. Tap 2 Chocobos. Yep, that makes sense. Hopefully they don't have another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, they could have another one. Yeah, no attacks then. I wonder if they have like Sunderflux and stuff. I tried a list with Sunderflux post-board and it was quite interesting, but I didn't think very good. Another crab would be terrifying. Okay. The good thing is, because we have the 2 gigantic threats, they couldn't tap the escape tunnel, so we get to do the block. Get to block with it. Oh, they do have Sunderflux, okay. I think we might lose. Oh, that's unfortunate. Slickshot Show Off and Sunderflux in the same deck is pretty cool. Alright. Alright, I guess we take 5. And we want to draw an answer for the Sunderflux. Hit for 5. I guess they're thinking about whether to level up the talent or not. I'm not sure if they should. It's probably pretty good. They haven't found a Burst Lightning yet, so it's unlikely... I don't know. We have quite a lot of good draws at least. Shelter by Ghost I think is the best one. Oh well, land. Land is what it is. Landfall triggers. I think we're probably dead, but we'll see what they do. Another Sunderflux, a Burst Lightning, another Sunderflux will do. Okay. Damn. It's not bad, it's not bad. Do we want the Mossborn Hydras then? Because they're elementals, so they don't get bounced by Sunderflux. Alright, let's try that. It's maybe, I don't think it's actually going to be very good, but I do want to try it. Keen Eye Curator seems great. I'll maybe try 1 Rest in Peace. It's terrible against the Storm Chasers and the Slick Shots, it's really good against the Eddie Mark Crabs. And then what are we going to cut? Thiodrine's like the lowest impact card. We can cut an Icetill if we're bringing in Rest in Peace. Kind of don't work well together. And then it is probably like the World Wagons because we're adding 3 drops, so we should cut some 3 drops. Okay. Alright, game 3. I will happily take the play. I mean, I guess I keep. We get to go find the plains. We have a Keen-Eyed Curator. We can mess with the graveyard a little bit, but this hand is a bit weak. That's not a bad draw. Do I still want to play the Curator first, I think? Just a bit more mana efficient. Oh, come on. Come on. Alright, we're definitely playing Chocobo. Did we play the fetch? I want to play the fetch, okay. Here you go. Oh, stop killing my stuff. Come on. I do really like the Furnace plus the Boomerang basics, it's pretty cool. Okay, this deals what, 5 damage? 6? Yeah, okay, my guy's super dead. Another Fabled Passage is actually okay. I think we are in a bad enough position, I'm just going to run out the Harmonizer. They have another Boomerang basics, we're so dead. Don't do it, man, don't do it, no! Come on! Is this the way it ends? Our creatures have just marched into this furnace. Okay. Right. We're going to need to draw something. Maybe we should have mulled this hand. We knew it was a little sketchy, but I think we had a little bit of action. They're just up about 1 million cards on us. Oh, even more, okay. Alright, Icetill's actually pretty good. The one Icetill we've left in our deck. Millibassing, come on. Alright, fetch and Millibassing. Forest. Bassing? Ah, no Bassing. Okay. Don't think our Icetill will be long for this world, but it is a good start. It's a very good start. I'll try and leave some fetch lands up in case we draw Earthbender's Ascension. Slickshot show off, alright. Eroding that's like a real cost, but I'm not sure I can take infinite damage. Yeah, they might just be threat light. And I don't think they'll have Spell Piercing against me. You know, famous last words and that. So I think I can just erode now. Alright, come on. Get top deck one time. We are just getting destroyed this game. They are not actually the best at killing 4/4s. Let's just jam this guy. I don't think we have the luxury of waiting and warping. Did we bring in a Snakeskin Veil? I think we might have brought in one. We brought in one Snakeskin Veil, so we're going to draw that. We're going to make our guy huge. Okay, they draw a card. They've only got 7 cards. They can't possibly have anything. Alright, this guy is... This guy could be huge. They've got a Get Out. I think Get Out would make sense because they've got Roaring Furnaces, so it's good on both sides. They can pick up their own stuff. So I think they probably have... if they're playing a bunch of Roaring Furnace, it makes sense they're playing a bunch of Get Outs. Let me resolve. Let it resolve. Come on, man. Let it resolve. Maybe we can just cheese the game with an enormous Hydra. Well, it's stuck. Right, fetch. Double this Harmonizer's power, double the Hydra. Go to attacks. Am I getting crabbed? Alright, attack. I mean, they clearly have something, I'm just not sure what it is. Sure. I think I'll just wait. But they have Consult the Start. They've basically boarded into a control deck with Slickshot show-offs. It's pretty interesting. I haven't seen Consult in these decks before. I guess if you want the game to go super, super long, it does make some sense. Right. They have a billion cards again, but I have a big Hydra. I think it's unlikely this will be enough, but we'll see. Maybe we draw another one as well. They did have a Get Out, okay. They have 9 cards in hand, so even with the double Fabled Passage triggers, my Hydra would only become an 8. That's a lot of damage off a Furnace, I'll give them that. How do we win? Gigastorm Titan, oh that's a cool elemental, like it. This is one that costs 2 if they've already cast another spell. I've seen occasional elementals decks, like so the spell elementals decks play it because it doesn't care about the graveyard. Speaking of which, this looks atrocious, but we cast it anyway. And now, okay. Oh, pick a card. We are so dead. Maybe probably should have held this. I am gonna call it there. Are they still? I guess we're not actually dead yet. Nah, I'm out of here. Let's skip this one up. Right, 2-1. I think we'll probably call it there with this deck. Deck is super, super powerful. Oh, as we saw, really good against control. Really powerful, sort of proactive game plan. We did play against a lot of control there, so I would even classify the way that Izzet deck sideboarded as sort of control. This deck is a little weaker than mono green against that. We don't have the big sapling nurseries, we don't have all the Icetills. But I think that fundamentally the plan is still reasonable. Yeah, super powerful. Check it out. Deck list below. Thanks everyone for watching. Bye.